Hey guys, what's going on? So today we're looking at decimal fractions. Decimal fractions are basically just numbers that go to a decimal. So if I was to do 1.28, our decimal fraction is our 0.28. So if I was to show that over here, down here, you can see that we have our ones, our tenths, and our hundredths. So putting that over here is basically having a decimal point there. We would put our 1 in there, 1.28. So when we go to our tenths and our hundredths, that just means our number's getting smaller and smaller as we move on, and it's getting into our, it may seem like a bigger number, but it's more of the little numbers. So our hundredths, if we look up at this big square here, there's 100 squares in all of these. It's 10 down, so that would be, if we were to color a whole line in, we'd be coloring in 1/10. So if we were to do this, the number we've made down here, 1.28, if we were to color in the whole thing, I'm just doing a rough job, so bear with me, pretend that whole thing is colored in, that would be our 1. So our 1 is that whole 100 board colored in. We then need to move on and to do our 0.28. So to do the 2 is 2/10. So if we were to do our tenths, which is one column, that's 1/10. Second one is 2/10. Then, so we've done that. So we can tick that, we've done that, we can tick that, we've done that. We need to do our 800ths. So if we were to do 800ths, it would only be 8 squares because 1 square equals 100. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is 1.28. So the next step is if we're going to go into just a decimal, so 0.78. We're not going to, do you think we're going to color in the entire thing, the entire hundreds board, if it's 0.78? No, we're not, because we're not using a whole number. We don't have any whole numbers in that number. So we would put our 0 in here, put our point down there, 7, 8. So if we don't have to color in a whole box, a whole square, we can tick that because we don't have to do it. Then we need to do our tenths. So remember, our tenths go down in a whole line. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we need 8 hundredths again, so we need to color in 8 little squares. So that shows us 0.78 because it has all our tenths and our hundredths. So we've done them and we've done them. Awesome. So what I want you to do now is to pause the video and I want you to make this number on our number expander and our hundreds board. And once you do that, I'll go through the solution. So pause the video now. Alright, you should have paused the video and you should have done your solution to show it on our hundreds board. So I'm going to go through the answer with it now. So because we have our ones, we have one whole, that's not a 1, just give me 1 second, sorry. We have our 1.36. So we have 6 hundredths, 3 tenths, and 1 whole. We could say we have 1 and 36 hundredths as well. So we would need to color in our whole board, our whole hundreds board, because that's our 1 done. We then need to color in 3 tenths, so 3 rows of 10. That's 1, 2, 3. Done. Then we need to color in 6 hundredths, which is 6 of our little squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I was to show you that on our board, if you were to just see just this, you could easily look at it and realize we've got 1 whole and 1, 2, 3 tenths and 6 hundredths. All right, that's about it for this one. Thanks for watching.